Before you start utilizing the machine, we want to make sure that you are familiar with the two important items that we are going to be using. The VHS is the tape that has the recording on it, while the VCR is the machine that we are utilizing in order to play back the tape. To start, you are going to put the VHS into the VCR. Make sure to look at the VHS to make sure it is being put in the correct way. After you have put in the VHS, we want to make sure the VCR is being shown. You can tell that it is playing when video appears on the display screen. Now you are going to put in the hard drive so you have a place to save your recording to. After you have finished inserting the VHS and hard drive, you go to the desktop where you will double-click on the Elgato video capture icon to start the process of recording your video. Once the software has opened, you can start adjusting the settings to make sure the recording is the way that you want. First, you should change the name of the movie to something that will allow you to identify the recording. Next, you will get to pick the amount of time that the movie will take to record. We recommend that you give the recording extra time compared to the approximate time. This will allow you to ensure you capture everything that you want. You can trim down the video if needed. We will cover this in a later section of the video. Now that you have completed the first part of the Get Started page, we can now move to the preferences where you will be saving the location of this video to the desktop. After you have selected to save the movie to desktop, make sure that the Preserve Source Format and Automatically Check for Updates boxes are checked. After this, you can click the OK button and then click Continue. We highly recommend that you save the MP4 file to the desktop of the computer. After we are done with the recording, we will copy the recording to an external hard drive that we inserted earlier. We will cover this later in the video. Something to keep in mind is that the recording is going to be approximately 0.2 gigabytes of space for every 10 minutes of recording, so make sure to plan accordingly. If you use Cloud, Drive, or some other site to save the movie to, we cannot guarantee that you will have enough time to save the movie there within the time limit given on the preservation station. Now that you're on the Connect Video page, here we want to make sure the Composite RCA is selected for video input and make sure that the video is playing in the window. Quickly press the play button on the VCR to ensure that Elgato Video Capture is capturing the recording. You can choose an aspect ratio based on how you want the movie to look. The 4:3 is generally for a smaller screen, while the 16:9 is for a wide screen recording. After you have selected an aspect ratio, click Continue. This is where you put on headphones if you have not done so already. At this point, you will make sure that the audio is at a point where it is not distorting. As long as the meters are flashing green and not red, you are good to go. The main way to adjust the volume will be for you to select the Preferences button and go to the Audio tab. From here, you can adjust the gain slider as needed to make sure the audio is suitable. When done, you can select the Continue button. Before you go on to the next step with the recording page, make sure that the tape is set to the point that you want to start the recording. You can choose if the recording will begin at the start of the VHS or at some other point in the tape. An easy way to get the VHS to rewind is to hit the stop button on the VCR and then click the rewind button, and it'll quickly bring it to the start where it will stop the tape at the very beginning. To start the recording, we recommend that you press the Start Recording button within Elgato Video Capture and then to press the Play button on the VCR to start recording. This will make sure that you do not lose any part of the video. The Automatically Stop Recording box will be automatically selected, which will stop the recording after a designated period has passed. If you want to manually stop the recording, make sure that this box is unchecked. Make sure to leave the Mute Sound box unchecked if you want the recording to have audio. After the VHS is finished, we then recommend stopping the VCR first, then hitting the stop button on the computer. This is the basic trimming system that is provided by Elgato Video Capture that will allow you to trim the recording so that it starts and ends where you want it to. This is where you can adjust any extra parts that you have at the start and end of the recording. On this final page, you can either create another recording or quit out of the menu. None of the other options will work. From here, you can copy the desktop recording to the external hard drive that you inserted earlier. If you want to view the recording, you have to navigate to the place where you saved the recording and view the recording at that location. Now that you have finished the recording, you will make sure to properly remove your hard drive. Afterwards, you will stop the VCR if you have not already and eject the VHS tape. Then you will make sure that the preservation station is back in the same condition that it was when you arrived.